Good morning, everybody. Good to be here with you on this beautiful start of the February morning. It's hard to believe that a whole month has gone by in the year already, but it has. A lot of good things happened in our community during January too. I was reading some reports this morning. A lot of good activity happening. Just grateful for everybody who's willing to do a lot of work here in the city of Chubbuck. Had the opportunity to participate with Planet Fitness ribbon cutting yesterday. And if you haven't got over to the mall and checked them out and checked out what they have to offer, it's a beautiful facility, and I would just encourage you to go over there and see what they have to offer you. A couple of things here. The Simplot games are coming. It's always a wonderful opportunity to go up to the Holt Arena and participate with this wonderful high school track and field event. It will be February 14th through the 16th. On the 15th, they're actually going to have a breakfast, and let me make sure I'm telling you correctly. Olympian Dan O'Brien will be the keynote speaker there. It's always fun to come and rub shoulders with these folks who are Olympic gold medal winners, and come on out and enjoy that and support those who have worked so hard to participate in a track and field event like this. Also, the College of Technology at Idaho State University will be hosting a Tech Expo. Now, I'm giving you plenty of heads up on this one because this is going to happen in March, actually, Thursday, March 14th, and that'll be from 9 to 1. And the reason I wanted to talk to you about it a month and a half early is put it on your calendar and come up and see what they have to offer. This is one of those semi-hidden gems in our community. I say semi-hidden because more and more is being talked about with them. If you don't know what the College of Technology has to offer, I'd suggest you go up there and look at it. They have wonderful programs. They have a great success rate once they get these kids with these certificates in finding them good jobs. And so I would just suggest that, again, March 14th from 9 o'clock in the morning until 1 o'clock up at the Holt Arena, come up and participate with their Tech Expo. We had a wonderful experience the other day when we got to meet with, it was a joint meeting between the two cities, Chubbuck and Pocatello. Bannock County was there, School District 25, and Idaho State University. And what a wonderful experience it was. Let me just review a few of the things that were talked about there. These meetings are going to happen pretty much quarterly. And what an opportunity to have the leaders of our community get together and talk about some of the needs. And let me just share a couple of things that were talked about there. School District 25 did a good job on letting us know what they have coming with their supplemental levy renewal election. That's going to happen on March 12th. Now, I think maybe what I'll do is have Joey go ahead and post this letter that they've given me that's an informational letter. Again, it's not my place to tell you how to vote on this supplemental levy. That's not appropriate. But it is my place to work on the education of our community so you know what it is they're asking and how it would affect you. So I got a letter here that I'll go ahead and have him post that along with this blog so that you can look at it and see what the facts are about this supplemental levy. I think that it's going to be important for us to recognize how it's used and why it's needed. Idaho State University, this is the first time they've participated in this meeting. I made an invitation to President Satterley and he graciously came, had a lot to tell us. They had a lot of focus on the dual enrollment program that they have, and had some neat things to talk about what happens up in the Meridian-Boise area with that dual enrollment. And we need to catch that vision. He said they had 72 students walk at their graduation who are high school students. We can do that same thing here in this area. And he and School District 25 already had a meeting set up to talk about how they can get that established. But it's great to have President Satterley here. He definitely sees the need for the university and the community to have a lot of experience with one another. Our successes depend on each other. So again, let's make sure we get involved with Idaho State University, that we buy in, that that's our university, and that we see all of the good things that are happening there at that university. Bannock County let us know about the Crisis Center. Now, some of you this may be new to you, but I think most of us know that we've been trying to get a crisis center in the area for some time. That's going to become a reality. That will actually open on April 1st, and they've given it an official name. It's going to be called the Southeast Idaho Behavioral Crisis Center. That's going to be a great thing. Our law enforcement community is tickled that some of these folks who are having some of these challenges, they will now have a place to take them that they can receive the kinds of treatments and the help that they need, rather than just taking them up to the emergency room in the hospital. So just a wonderful thing that they expressed gratitude for the many in the city who have worked hard to see that happen, but that's coming to fruition this year. Let me talk to you a little bit about some of the legislature. Idaho legislature is in session. There's some things going on there that we ought to be concerned about. One that I'm personally concerned about is they're trying to put in a legislation that would require city election to become partisan elections. Or in other words, to run for a city office, you would have to declare whether you were a Democrat or Republican. Personally, I don't see the value in that, and as a matter of fact, I think that it can be detrimental. We see what partisan politics have done in our federal government. It's kind of shut them down. Our city politics don't have that much to do with partisanship. And as a matter of fact, my attitude about it is that we really need to recognize that as we're elected to sit on the city council or to be the mayor, we represent the entire city, and that we do what's good for the entire city. So educate yourself on that, look at what's happening, and if you have a concern that way, call your legislative representatives and let them know how you feel. There's a couple other things they're doing. They're trying to make it so cities over 50,000 would have to elect council members by district. That again is something that in my opinion would splinter cities, and my guess is if they get that passed to be cities of 50,000, it won't be long before it's all cities would be required to do that. And again, I just don't think those are two good ideas that would be beneficial. I think that they actually have some detriment. So educate yourself on those and call your legislative folks. They're also talking about campaign finance reform. I don't see this as a big problem in our state, and what they're actually talking about doing is making everybody who runs for an elected office do these sunshine laws. Now, I've had to do those for a number of years. They're difficult, they're a challenge to do and to make sure you're doing right, but I know that in some of the smaller communities, they have a very difficult time getting people to run for office, and once they see this sunshine law that they're going to have to comply by, I think many of them are going to opt out from running. And so again, I just think that also needs to be looked at and make sure if we've got a problem, let's address the problem, but let's not create a problem by legislation. So there's a lot of good things happening in the legislature. I had an opportunity to talk to our 6 folks who are from this local area, and good things happening. Make sure you get yourself involved. They're your representatives, and really the only way they can represent you is if they're talking to you and you're talking to them. So I think I had one more thing. If I can look on all my paperwork there. Yes, it did. I wanted to just talk to you quickly about the building of our new City Hall. We had the opportunity to have a meeting the other day. We've got a City Hall committee that many of our citizens are on to help us drive this forward in a wonderful fashion. We think we're close to being able to tell you where we're going to build that. Maybe within a month I'll be able to announce that. That's my hope. We also looked at some existing exteriors of city halls and are trying to come up with what that design will look like. And as these decisions are made, we'll share what we decide with you so you can be part of that process as we go forward. But it's exciting as we meet with the architects and the designers. They have some great suggestions. We've had all of our city staff meet with them to make sure that they know what our needs are. We're trying to look forward for the next 40 to 70 years to make sure we're ready for the things that will take place in our wonderful community. So it's good to be with you. Get yourself involved, find things that you can do in the community, and have a great February.